everybody. I've had a lot of people ask me, how do you make these plastic tablecloth chandeliers? And today's DIY, I hope to show you everything you need and how to do it. So I started off with this plastic fencing I purchased at Lowe's. And to get the right circumference of our chandelier, you'll need to count out about 13 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And cut down all the way down that fence line so you can then roll it together to make our tube. When you tie on the plastic tablecloth, they'll naturally tear just because you're creating a tube. So we don't need that anymore. Okay, so here we go. We have our fencing cut. I'm going to create a little circle with it, as you can see. So it's probably about dinner plate size. You can do it smaller or bigger if you want, but I find that this is the best width. And then I'm gonna start taping this part together. Any tape will do. Probably use a darker tape so that it doesn't show. And at the diamond points, that'll line everything up at the diamonds, and then just tape those ends together. I kind of go fast, so if you really want to take time and make sure that every connection is taped, that's fine. I don't, I'll do every other one, as you can see here. Okay. Just make sure it's secure and tape. It is going to hold a lot of weight once we get all those cloths on, those tablecloths on. So I'll kind of skip down a little bit, but again, you can take your time and really make sure this is secure. Okay, so pretend like we went all the way down and make sure your ends are good and taped together. So next we need something to hang the chandelier from eventually. So I've taken, this is a floral kind of binding wire. You can use any type of wire, fishing line. This is probably about 2 feet long. And I'm gonna go on opposite ends. So if I was to fold this together like that, I know that I'd have one string attached here. Then I'd have the other string attached right there. It just helps to hang it straight. I'm going to twist up and twist back down. And the good thing about this wire is because it's got that outer layer of paper or tape, it really holds together. So we're going to turn it around and do an opposite hanger. Okay? So twist up a little bit. Now this is important, make sure that those meet at the top together. So I'm gonna make sure that those two guys meet, and that should be about the correct length. Now for video purposes, I'm going really fast, but again, you might wanna really take your time and just do all this right, up and down. I would, at each tie here, I would tape that down one last time. Just make sure they don't move or slide around, because they will do that. So just tape that down a little bit at each point there. Doesn't have to be beautiful, just some sort of secure there. Okay, so at this stage of our chandelier, this is what this should look like, okay? So we'll pause now and go to stage 2. Hey, hi DIYers, I'm back. Our next phase, we finished this, part 1, so we're gonna go to part 2. I use these plastic tablecloths I purchased at Party City. Today's chandelier is actually yellow and white, but I've already done it, so I don't have any more left. We're gonna practice with this blue. I'm gonna show you how to cut your streamers. This is important. Okay, it actually takes 5 colors of these, so you need to buy 5 of these and cut 5 of these. Any color, any style you're gonna do. So when I unwrap it, I'm gonna unfold it only one time unfold. And then I'm gonna start cutting my, a little bit bigger than 1-inch strips. And you're gonna say, oh, well, Mandy, what about this piece right here? That's okay, we'll use it later or we won't use it at all. But just start cutting your 1-inch strips all the way down. and there's no reason to be perfect here, because in the big scheme of things, it really won't matter. Just make sure you get the length right. The length is more important. So as you can see, I'll just keep cutting a little bit bigger than one inch strip, and I'll go all the way across till I'm done. Now, the ends will always have a fold in them right here. So go ahead and cut that off. There we go. Cut those two ends off and discard that little piece. We won't use that. All right, so then you're just going to start unwrapping, and you end up with a piece about this long. Okay, and that's perfect. And again, just sit and after you cut all your streamers, then just sit and unwrap them, because in the process, you don't want to have to stop and do that. Okay, so after you've cut your 5 tablecloths in the colors that you want your chandelier to look like, then you're going to start applying the streamers, or adding the streamers. So our next video will show you the one that we're actually finishing today, but I'm going to show you one time with this blue. So, hi guys, we switched over to shooting with our phone a little bit because I can get up close. So again, I want to show you how to add your vinyl streamers or your plastic streamers. So I'm going to go behind one of these squares, one of these little middle parts, and create a loop that I bring back through. Grab those 2 streamers right there and pull. Okay? Let me add a white. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to this addition, just add them. So I've created a loop, I've pulled them through, and I pull. And like this one right here, I wouldn't worry about if one is longer than the other. That's good. That gives it depth. Okay, let's do another one. When I'm done, every one of these little squares or these little pieces of this square should have some cloth on it. Okay, so let's do it one more time because I know it's hard. So I'm going to come behind. It naturally makes a loop. I'm going to pull that through and grab those 2 guys right there and pull. And that tore, fine, no big deal. Just cut off the ugly edge, tighten it up, move it over. Hey everybody, okay, I'm back. So you just saw the video where we added all our streamers, and you should be to this point right here. And I wanted to just make note that on each one of these little parts of a square, you should have 2 to 3 streamer ties, okay? And if you're not sure, always look in the middle. It'll kind of give you a guide where maybe one is missing, where you need to add, but this is where we should be. These guys are so much fun. Okay, in a few weeks I'm doing a style shoot, and this is the plate. This is what we're using, and you can see that gold trim and where the color concept for this chandelier came from. So obviously today I'm going to add gold. I always add a little shimmer to these because they need it. So I just get this metallic crinkly ribbon. It's stiffer than your plastic, and I'm going to cut a few pieces, and we're going to add them. Really, there is any length will do, and you add this in the very same way you added your streamers. Okay, this will be fun to add any other color because it's going to peek through, or any other type of ribbon. This is when you make your chandelier your own. Okay, so I'm going to add the gold. This is some of my favorite gold ribbon. It's not going to tie all the way down, and that's fine. So as you can see, I would go all the way around and just keep adding gold. This is a shorter piece, so I might tie this shorter piece up here. I wanted to mention one time I follow some girl on Instagram called The Color Connection, and they're really the ones that inspired me. I tied that. They're really the ones that inspired me because they make a lot of installations using plastic tablecloths. So I just wanted to mention them. You should follow them. They're incredible. So anyway, guys, that's what you would do. Just keep adding that gold all the way around, and then you've got your chandelier.